Hello, welcome back to American Beef Ranch. Thanks for stopping in. Honestly, guys, I want to apologize. It's been a few days since we posted any content. I apologize. We have been super busy. We have been working on a absolutely huge project, the biggest project I've ever been involved in, and it's super exciting. And if we do happen to get it done, you know, it's just going to be awesome for the ranch. You know, we did a month's worth of paperwork in 5 days. The wind was blowing 40 miles an hour for 4 of those days, so we weren't going to get much done outside anyway. It's a little bit nicer today, but it's still a really cold spring so far. It's been a wet, cold spring. Before we get working on that international tractor, we have to do a little bit of feeding. And then we got to hook the pickup up to the trailer because my wife wants to take her horses to go do something. But other than that, I think we're going to get ourselves a tractor fix that I have struggled with so many days of my life, and it's completely frustrating how simple it is to fix it. Anyway, guys, let's get some hay loaded and then let's get working on the tractor. This is the first spot. This truck is not this tall. Got a little bit of hay loaded. Now, off to feed some animals. And we need to check on some animals too. And it's muddy, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. Okay, so I'm out here at the bullpen. I'm checking to see if I'm gonna have to get a big bale and put in here for them. So here's our bulls. We got a black-hided Red Angus, and we got registered Red Angus. These are both Pharaoh bulls. If you don't know about Pharaoh, you can Google it. I'll put a link in the description. And then my grandpa went and brought a British White, but it looks like I'm gonna have to bring some hay for these guys. They're out of hay, and well, I think I may do that, but I need to fence off a section. We're gonna hopefully do some irrigation improvement. Well, whether we do it or not, there's a section all around my irrigation pond and pumps that is really overgrown with weeds and grass and everything else. So I think I'm gonna let the bulls out into that because they're all really, the disposition on them is really good, and so they're really calm. I'm gonna let the bulls out and let them clean that up. So now we're off to feed horses, and once we get the horses fed, then we will be working on, well, I gotta hook the trailer up, and then we'll be working on a tractor. Okay, trailer's hooked up. It's important to take care of the wife. She's very important to this operation. She allows me to do all of my shenanigans. So we gotta take care of her. So we got our horses fed. Oh, my dog keeps barking. My dog, or dogs, went down to grandma's house and killed some cats. And so we had to tie them up, and now they bark a lot. Anyway, so now we're gonna go work on this tractor. And it's really windy, so I'm gonna talk in here for just a second. Anyway, the alternator all last year gave me problems when I was baling hay. And if you, with a square baler, you have a monitor. A lot of balers have monitors, and you have to have that monitor. And you have to have 12-volt power. Well, if you don't have an alternator, your batteries run dead. Your monitor quits. Diesel engine will run forever. But when that monitor quits, you can't bale no more hay. And I don't know how many times every time I started the tractor, the batteries were dead. I thought it was a short. We thought the alternator was bad. We did a whole bunch of things, and I could never find the fuse. I didn't know where the fuse was. And then I just, you know, it's like, okay, had some time the other day and I traced the wire. Well, I found the fuse, and big fuse like this, an A&L fuse, they're not as common as they used to be. If I went to the dealership, this would cost me $62. I went to the audio, like a car audio store, and it cost $7. I don't know if this one's going to be very good quality. It looks very Chinesium, but we're going to stick it in and hope it works. And hopefully my alternator's charging by the end of this video, and that would be great, because whether we buy a new tractor or not, Deutz-Fahr 6175 TTV, or a different one, which we've looked at others too that we like, the International 6588 is going to stay on the ranch and be an important part of our growth in the future. It's 175 horsepower, four-wheel drive tractor. It gets really good fuel economy, like really good fuel economy. And I think it's important that we give it a little love. It needs some love. It needs a seat, it needs some tires, some things like that. And we just want it in good operating condition. So let's get to work on it. Okay, here we are. International Harvester 6588. And it's a total mess in here, but I'm gonna do some explaining to y'all. Okay, so I really like this tractor. I think the design of this tractor is really, really good, actually. I think they did a good job. The only thing that irks me to no end is where they put the starter. Okay, they have the engine 8 feet that way, and the starter's right there. This is a terrible spot for a starter. Whoever decided to put the starter here, this is a bad idea. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on to today's Billy Ho. Oh my goodness, I have got to clean this tractor. Let's move on to today's deal. So underneath the floor panel here, I took the floor panel out, is the starter, and this big black wire right here comes in and goes across, and then it's split out to the batteries. There's a 150 amp fuse that goes right there, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know if this one's good. This is a 50, this is a 150 here. I'm gonna go ahead and see, where can I put you guys so you can see? Okay, I hope you guys can see me. You may not be able to hear me. That's okay. So, it looks like to me that this fuse is good, and that's what I thought before. So this black wire comes right here to this post, and then these red wire goes to the solenoid. The solenoid has the battery cables, and so obviously power comes in and can charge the battery. So we're gonna put this 150 amp fuse in here, and it's pretty simple. It just slides under the deals here, and it gets bolted down. Maybe it goes the other way. I think it goes better this way. Either way, it's not gonna matter. One thing I do have to say is that in the future, when I do the when I decide to do the interior, I really hope this isn't a problem anymore, because you got to take the whole dang floor out to get to the starter. I love this tractor. I admit it. I love this tractor. I really think International was onto something right before they got, you know, bought out. But gosh, this is a stupid spot for a starter. And these fuses. These fuses could be up on the side in here somewhere, so they're easily accessible. Another thing I don't understand about International is that everything on this tractor is SAE, you know, standard. This little box here uses 10 millimeter. Little 10 millimeters, and it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, this is my Milwaukee 3/8 impact. If you guys don't have one of these little 3/8 impact guns, or a little 1/4 inch that you can adapt, I would really, if you're working on any kind of farm equipment, I would really suggest it. They have a lot of this, like this little guy has a lot of control, but for its size, it has a lot of power. Like, it will do most of the impact gun work that I need to do. That little impact will do. So now that we have this all put back together, you know, honestly, I'm gonna leave this cover off for a minute. So what we're gonna do is we're going to get some junk out of the way. My goodness, there's too much junk here. Okay. And before you comment, I know it needs to be cleaned. It needs a lot of work. There was no maintenance done to this tractor at all. And are you kidding me? Come on, baby. Okay, tractor started, we're in neutral. Okay, so now, well, I don't know how we're doing on problems. My fuse is still intact. But what I'm gonna check for is I'm gonna see if we've got power down here now. Okay, put you guys somewhere so you can see. Okay, so I got my voltmeter here, grounded. Okay, so coming from the alternator I got 12, the same. And then this should bridge here. That should have 12. Same here. Okay, so the circuit's working, which is good. I wonder if we throttle up the engine a little, we get more go-go juice. Okay, so the alternator's now charging. That's one problem I wanted to fix. That's awesome. I'm gonna button this guy up, and then my gauges are not working, and I have a feeling the gauges are not working because of a fuse or a short somewhere, and I want to try to find that. So, but I think we can button up this cover, but I'm gonna leave the floor pan out for now. So we'll get that done. Link in description for this guy. Make sure you check it out. There'll be more than just one. You know how it is. You're gonna buy stuff on Amazon anyway. You might as well, you know, let me get 3 cents or something like that. Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna go look at some wiring diagrams and be right back. I'm gonna let this guy idle a little bit so it can charge those batteries, because it hasn't charged its own batteries in over a year. Okay. I went inside and I looked at my I looked at the wiring diagram that I found on the internet, this guy right here. I'll put the link to this if you have a 63, 65, or 67, 88 tractor. This will probably help. So, I swear, if this is what this is, I'm gonna be so pissed. The fuse position is a 5-amp fuse, and it doesn't have a fuse. I'm gonna go try to find a fuse to fit in here. And then if it's just a fuse, I'm gonna be really frustrated, let me tell you. But I am really excited that it's charging now, because that was just the bane of my existence for months. I had to charge the tractor every day. The batteries were always dead. Baling hay was miserable because of it. So yeah, anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go find a fuse that'll fit that slot. I think I have some, and then be right back. Okay, so I found a fuse. This guy, I'm pretty sure it'll fit. But first, before I do that, I'm gonna make sure the key's off, which actually I think I can't do. Is those? I don't think I can do that because I think there has to be power to that switch to make it connect all the way. The reason that I say that is I'm gonna take my multimeter, this tool right here, and I'm gonna stick it in what's known as ohms. So this section down here, I'll put a multimeter down here. And so what you can check for is if you have a short or an open, it'll look like this. So see how there's a 0.1 on there, or like just a 1. Now if I complete a circuit, see there's a full number there. And basically that means the circuit, that's how much resistance is in a circuit. If it's open, there's no circuit completing, it looks like that. So I'm gonna stick it in here to this and see. So it says open right now, and I'm touching the contacts, I'm pretty sure. It says open. Let's turn on the key. Nothing's happening. So I'm gonna put the camera down for a minute, if it'll stay, and just make sure I'm touching the contacts. Yeah, got nothing. Huh. I also noticed, I don't think it would be this, but this looks like a ground that should be bolted down. And you know, it's just so hard to tell in these old tractors. I'm gonna look at my phone, so yeah. Let's go ahead and put this fuse in. Turn the power off. Okay, fuse in. I think that was it. I'm pretty sure my gauges are working. Okay, so here's the deal. My gauges, they work now. Now, I don't know how many of the gauges, the sending units or any of that is bad, but I have power to there now, which is really frustrating considering it was only a fuse. Oh, that was my fault. You have to give it fuel. It was down here. So, whoops. Watch her start. There you go. Good oil pressure. Batteries about 12, which is what we saw at idle. So let's pick up the throttle and see if it moves. Yep. So our alternator's working. Oil pressure looks good. Coolant temp. Obviously, and like I said, these are once turn signals. Well, our right turn signal works. Our left one doesn't. We do have the oil pressure light. I've seen that. Fuel, I'm pretty sure the fuel works. Alternator's charging. Guys, like I said, I know this video's not much, but I sat and freaking worked on that for so many hours of my life. I spent working on that, and it's just so nice that it was simple, first off, but second off that it's fixed now, and that I feel kind of stupid because all it was fuses. That fuse, not so much. The one in the panel, that makes me feel stupid. I think I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna put this floor pan back in. You know, I need to clean this thing out soon, vacuum it out, get all the little bits and pieces and tools that I gathered in it, and we need to get a window, and a seat at least, and some tires probably before we do anything. We got oil changes. We got, like I said, huge projects coming. Thanks for watching. Please, like, subscribe, comment, and there'll be a whole bunch of links in the description for you guys to check out. And I can't thank you enough for watching this channel. And I hope that if you like agriculture and regenerative agriculture, organic agriculture, that you stick around, because I think we're going to do a lot of big things and a lot of good. We'll see you guys next time.